Alright everybody, we got a couple battles for you, a little double header here because one of them doesn't go so well. So first we got a match versus G-Man, and I just kind of wanted to try, a little something random. I haven't done baton pass in a while, so I figure, hey, let's see if I can pull a couple of these off sometime this week. So I lead off with the king. He's got Hera. I have counter, stealth rock, sucker punch, stuff like that. So I was like, he's probably not going to stay in. Maybe he'll set up a substitute, but I expected him to switch, and I figured if that happens, that's fine. I can just set up Stealth Rock the next turn, and then comes a Smear Go. I'm just like, really? Am I going to be fighting like the same type of team that I have the one time I freaking bring it? So things already aren't looking so good. I'm not going to be able to set up rocks, that's fine. But I figured if he's going to try and do some sort of baton pass himself, then me going to Ninjask is going to be my best bet, and then it's really just going to be his pass versus my pass. So he ends up apparently not being that. He's probably just like a Scarf Spore, and then he's going to try and wreak some havoc on me later. And then I have to decide to go take a hit, which leads me over to Umbreon. So I'm like, this is just, everything's going bad. There's no way I can kill Zapdos at this point. There's nothing I can do about Heracross. And I've revealed both my passer guys. It's just, this ain't going to work. And you know what? That's fine. Baton Pass isn't popular for a reason. It doesn't exactly always pan out very often, so I just run, get the heck out of there. There wasn't going to be anything I could do. So anyway, now we got the meat of the video here in a fun match versus Jamp. And I'm going to bring the same team because I'm determined to get this freaking Baton Pass at least once while I use it before I scrap it. And he leads with an Azelf. I'm like, well, he might taunt me. He might just try and hit me. If he goes for a taunt, then that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to try and set up some Stealth Rock the first turn while I can. He gets a crit, no big deal. I'll set up Stealth Rock, that's cool. And I see he's Life Orb, which I'm just like, yes, I've got a shot to kill him now because I'm going to throw a Sucker Punch in his face when he tries to finish me off. I don't quite get him there, but because of the Life Orb, he's going to go down from U-turn. So normally I'm not exactly a fan of suicide leads, but that worked out really well. I got up rocks and both guys died. So that was better than a 1-for-1 advantage. Now, however, I don't really know what to go to. Obviously, I don't want to jump immediately to a Baton Passer. I also don't want to buzz over to Machamp, which, is supposed to take the pass. In comes a Machamp of his own. I decided to go to Dusknoir because he's kind of boss like that. And because of No Guard, Will-O-Wisp is not going to miss, but I don't want a Fire type or a Heatran or anything like that to come in. So I go for Earthquake first. And it does a fairly decent chunk to it. I'm surprised. And I didn't take all that much from What's-Its-Face. So I'm going to switch moves now over to Will-O-Wisp, knowing he's not going to go to a Heatran at that point. So in comes a Zapdos, takes Stealth Rock, takes Burn, and it's probably going to have Roost in there somewhere. So I don't think it's exactly in good shape to bite the dust. This Noir doesn't have Ice Punch either. He's got Earthquake instead. So I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot to it. Part of me wants to try a Pain Split just in case he wants to set up a Roost to recover that damage off, but I'm just not going to waste any time. I'm going to go right to this guy because I figure my T-Bolt is going to be a little bit better than his T-Bolt. I know he's probably going to have potentially going to have Heat Wave, so I kind of was thinking for a while, like maybe do I want to just go right to Umbreon and see if I can work something out, see if I can mean look him while he's roosting up or something like that, but I just don't know what type of set it is yet. I decide that I'm just going to go for Hidden Power Ice. At least I was assuming it was Ice. I honestly didn't know, and hopefully he wouldn't try to Roost or something like that. I think I have a chance to live a Heat Wave. I do have Mirror Coat, so I would love to nail that on something. In this case, I'm predicting he's probably going to go for Earth Power. He might even just, of course, go for Stab. I didn't see Leftover, so I'm thinking Scarf. And I would like to Mirror Coat. Looking at everything else I have, I just don't really have anything to switch to, so I think I'm better off if I let him die at the very worst. So I'm going to try for a T-Wave in case I do happen to survive if he wants to predict or something like that. And it ends up I just flat out called a bluff. He's not Scarfed, and he was predicting a switch. So he made the correct play in going for Stealth Rock. It's just unfortunate for him that this team isn't designed to be a good team. It's designed to pass something off and try and win that way, but not exactly do anything else. So it's just unfortunate for him that I had really nothing else going on better to do, so I figured I would try and stay in, and it ends up looking like a great play for me. So, hey, I'll take it. I need all the help I can get at this point. And at this point now, I know a Fire attack is going to come, so I just don't know if I want to go to Dusknoir, who I can then faster Earthquake it, or if I want to go to Umbreon, who I can wish it off, and I should be able to take him fairly well. It ends up being Flamethrower instead of Fire Blast, which is both good and bad, so I know he's not going to miss, but it did less, so that's fine. and I thought he would have Explosion on the set, but at that point I knew I wanted to get a Wish and maybe start trying to mean look and curse stuff. I wasn't thinking about going to Dusk Noir at that point. I was thinking of Noir for Explosion earlier, but at that point I was like, no, I need that Wish up instead. So unfortunately, again, they both go down. I do have a Wish in the air, and because Stealth Rock is up, I'm thinking this is going to be the best time for me to go to Ninjask, and in comes his Zapdos. I'm like, okay, he's really hurting. I have a Wish in the air. I'm going to be faster, so there's no need to Protect. I'm just going to go for a Substitute, but he's Scarfed. I'm just like, are you kidding me? If I went for Protect there, I go back up to full hit points, and then I can just sub down 1 or 2 more turns while his Zapdos kills itself, and I would have been in really, really good shape at that point. But he happened to be Scarfed, and I didn't go for Protect, so it was just, I had a good matchup when it was Heatran versus Magnezone, ironically, and he had a good matchup in Zapdos versus Ninjask. That's the way things turned out. So then in comes a Celebi. I'm just like, geez, this team was supposed to be a fluke to try and get a pass off. Now both of my passes are dead, and I'm looking at, a Zelf, Machamp, Celebi, Zapdos, Heatran. I'm just like, holy crap. I should not have a chance in hell at this point. I went for a Pain Split first. I figured he would either Leech Seed me up or Toxic me or something like that. So I go to UFO now. It does have HP Ice, so I'm like, it's really going to be my best chance to deal any damage. Plus I want to get that Leech Seed off of there. But really at this point, I don't think there's anything I can do about Celebi. I still have Machamp, and he is a mixed Machamp, so he's got Life Orb Fire Blast, but that's not going to 2-hit KO this thing. Dynamic Punch will get me Confusion at best, but it's just like, I know that's not going to be a path to victory outside of some hacks. So I put Paralyze on it just so I can be a little bit faster. Maybe I can make it switch out. But that was really all I was thinking on at that point. HP Ice did a lot more than I expected, so that's cool. And I'm just going to keep going for it. I expected Recover, but he gets Paralyzed, so that probably was a Recover, and he couldn't get it. I'm not quite certain. And at this point, I expected him just to switch, because his Natural Cure will get rid of the Paralysis, and then he'll be faster than everything. But he doesn't switch. He tried to stay in and survive, and again, I'm assuming Recover. But because of that perfectly timed Para-Hacks, I'm able to score the kill on it, and I just couldn't believe it. As soon as that happened, I'm like, I can win this game. I still don't know what his 6th is. He doesn't know what my 6th is, and it's a Machamp. And Machamp is pretty hard to beat one-on-one due to Dynamic Punch, and it has Bullet Punch as well, I believe. No, it doesn't. This is my Fire Blast. Well, hold on. Fire? Yeah, I think it does. But I go to Noir because I know that even if he went with Payback, I could survive it and get that burn off. He switched over to Coon, get the burn there. I'm like, that's fine. I don't know if he wants to be like Sub, Calm Mind, Rest, or something like that. So I don't want to worry about risking Pain Splits or trying to get worthless Earthquakes on here while I lose my HP. I'm just going to go right to this guy because I know I can T-Bolt all day long. He does end up substituting, so Pain Split wouldn't have been good. So I'm like, okay, if he's like a Rest type of dude, then in theory I could have been in a little bit of a bind, but Magnezone should be able to take the hits. Again, I do have Mirror Coat, but because it's stab super effective, I know that T-Bolt is going to be good enough. As much as I would like to go for Mirror Coat just for the novelty of it, to have it score a kill, Thunderbolt is the safer play just in case something unexpected happens. So looking at the damage I took, obviously Mirror Coat would have been fine. So it's unfortunate I didn't get to showcase that novelty kill, but I just went with the safe play, and at this point I just wanted to see if I can get there. Once Celebi went down, I knew I was in great shape, and Machamp's not going to be able to deal with Noir, this dude, and a Machamp of my own. So I end up having the match in the bag despite not pulling off the baton pass, having both of my guys die, and using a bad team in my opinion. I just kind of threw guys together for maybe score 1 kill, maybe get Stealth Rock up type of gig, and I did not expect to have a shot in here, but here we go. I come out on top with a 3-0 victory. So thanks for watching, guys. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.